Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca, the creator behind EY Becca. I have a market this weekend on Sunday. Today's Friday, and I already have a custom made hoodie that I made for myself about a month and a half ago, and I figured to go along with to have matching branding because one, I have a flag banner already for, well, I have two flag banners honestly for my booth, and I also have a matching hoodie. So I figured I could go ahead and make a matching t-shirt. I did pick up this pink t-shirt at Michael's the other day. It was, I believe, $6.99, something like that. It is a youth heavy cotton t-shirt. Okay, so the reason why I chose a youth instead of the adult, I didn't like the length of the adult t-shirt. Like, this is exactly the length that I was looking for without needing to hem it. So that was another thing. So I'm like, oh, I'll just get this. So I did get it in a size large, mainly because obviously it is a youth t-shirt. So the sizing is going to be a little bit smaller, but I know this is like the perfect size. Plus it is 100% cotton and it is the perfect shade of pink. Like, the lighting right now doesn't do it justice. So I figured I could go ahead and, no, don't touch the camera. Literally, no. What are you trying to do? This is literally her right now. Anyway, I honestly started to kind of put the letters on the fabric and kind of use the heat and bond. And I figured I should be filming this. So I kind of took a pause and I'm going to kind of catch you up on what we've been doing so far. I have a bunch of letters kind of already cut out. I used Canva to make these. Like, I just chose one of the fonts and then just made it a big enough size on one of the documents. Then I printed that out. It took a bit of trial and error until I got the size that I actually wanted. So so we got A, there's a little dot for the period, Y, E, like, yeah, you know how to spell EY Becca. Anyway, so I kind of have those cut out. I have chose my fabric. Honestly, this is one of the first couple fabrics that I kind of thrifted. I am obsessed with it. I made a tote bag out of it. Have absolutely no idea where it is. It's just magically disappeared. No clue. It will show up as soon as I go and make another one of these. That's when it's going to show up and it's going to just magically appear. It's like, oh, even though I looked in that spot 1,000 times, it's just going to magically appear. I don't know if that happens to you, but that happens to me way too often. So this is the fabric. I do go and give it a quick iron before I add the heat and bond. This is the heat and bond I am using. I just got it at Fabricland and it was 50% off. I believe it was like $5, something like that. Which you do get a decent little amount, 17 inches by 1 yard. So this one, technically, I can just go and put this directly on the t-shirt and then not have to sew it, which is also great if you don't have a sewing machine and you would like to recreate my t-shirt and just make one of your own with a different like writing or quote or whatever. So I have already put the heat and bond on this one, but I do have to put on another piece of heat and bond. I kind of ran out of pieces. I thought I had enough scrap cut, but unfortunately we need to put some more on this. So let's get to doing that. I currently have, it's honestly really hard to tell because I use such a light kind of marker. So there's an E, a B, a C, and there's a Y. What? Yeah. No, it's an A. I'm losing it. It's just so hard to tell because it's so faint. So I just need to do one more C, a Y, and I already have the 2 periods on this piece. Just double checking. That should be enough. So I'm just gonna cut this about here, throw this in my scrap bin, turn the iron up a little bit, and I just initially give the fabric a nice press, just so there's no creases or anything like that when you go and use the heat and bond. Actually, I'll just give it one more press. It doesn't hurt. This is the heat and bond straight out of the package. Sorry if the lighting is absolutely atrocious. It is currently nighttime and I need to get better lighting in my sewing room here. So I just kind of cut it to the rough dimension of it. And I'm using the tiniest scissors I possibly can. Don't ask me why. Do I know? No. Are we going to choose other scissors at this point? No, we are 100% committed to the bit. So I just kind of trim up any of the excess heat and bond, mainly so it doesn't stick to your ironing board or whatever your ironing surface is. You have on the heat and bond, there is one side that is slightly textured. You can, I don't know if you can kind of hear it or kind of, it might be too hard to kind of see, but it has a slight texture to it, and then the back is paper. So I just go and I did this last time. I cut it the wrong way, but that's okay. That's why we have scissors nearby, and it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm just going to, we have the right side and the wrong side of the fabric. We are going to put the right side down facing your ironing board, and we are going to put the rough, bumpy side. It's hard to tell, but it almost has a slight stickiness to it. And we're gonna put that right side down onto the wrong side of your fabric. And all I'm going to do is just give it a quick 1-2 second with the iron, just enough so the glue can adhere to your fabric. And as you can see, I got it stuck a little bit to the ironing board, so that might happen. But honestly, you can just quickly go and like rub it off while it's still kind of like a little warm. But if it fully cools down, then you're gonna have a harder time. So I'm just gonna trim off that little bit of excess. I mean, it's not really necessary at this point. You can just do that later. At this point, I go and place my letters. So you can definitely play around with it a little bit until you get kind of where you want your letters to be with like the right placement and stuff, if you want more of like a whiter background or have more of the florals or whatever your pattern fabric you're choosing. So I just kind of play around until I get a good placement, and I just go and trace around the letters. You can also do this on a Cricut. I haven't done it, mainly because you need a stronger adhesive mat to do it. And I just find it's easier to do it like this. Even though a machine would definitely manage to get it done in like 3 seconds flat, or give or take a little bit longer. I just find this is easier just for myself. And you won't really be able to tell. You can kind of see faintly, but there's a little bit of the marking. I will be back once I finish cutting out all of the letters. I just finished cutting out all the letters. I just need to quickly iron the t-shirt, and then I can decide on exactly the placement for each letter. Honestly, I am more right now trying to decide if I want to have like the EY more off to the side or have it like more centered. And this is why I do this on the floor. One, because I can surround myself with everything that I need, and also so I can get a above eye view of it to decide how much I actually kind of like it. And to make sure, like, this isn't the exact placement. Like, I know some of the stuff is a little crooked, stuff like that. So I will go back and kind of finish that. I kind of like it centered, to be honest, after kind of seeing it further back. So we will... Well, I might have to actually shimmy this down and iron a little bit more, but that's fine. Because I want it roughly like 2.5 to 2.5 inches down from the neckline. Yeah. Could even go up a smidge, to be honest. Because this will come down a little bit. It's also annoying because we're working on a slight angle here. That's okay. We will work with it. Okay. And I will overlap a couple of the letters here, which you will see like when I go and sew it with a zigzag stitch. So we got that. I just need to measure a couple things, make sure it's all right, and then we will slowly iron down each letter at a time. I'll start with EY Becca, and then I'll move down to the first C in Becca, just so it will be more lined up and center between the other two letters. You'll see as we kind of continue. Okay, I think I have EY Becca, or EY rather, placed where I want it to be. So at this point, I will go and peel off the paper backing off of each letter, because this is what will adhere to, as you can see it, like it has a slight, like, it's hard to see, but with the right kind of angle. See how it's that shininess to the back? So I will go and place these down where I want them. Just make sure to peel off the back of each letter, because the last time I did this for the hoodie, I didn't realize I didn't peel off one of the letters. I'm like, why is it not sticking? Like, what's happening here? And then lo and behold, I flip it over. I'm like, oh, that would make sense. Just didn't remove the backing. So just make sure to do that. And then before I give it one final press, I do double check to make sure everything is placed and lined up exactly where I want it to be. Because if you don't, then that is where it is going to be staying. Might make some micro adjustments, but other than that, I think the placement's good. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, we can iron this down. I just kind of go section by section. You really don't need to press for too long. Once I do one initial press, I do go back over and make sure it is fully pressed in. But we are going to be doing a zigzag stitch around this, so that will also help it adhere. Now on to Becca. I'm gonna give this a quick iron so it's nice and even. I'm gonna place everything and I'll come back to you. I will do a zigzag stitch around the outside of each of the letters. You can do however thin or thick you kind of want it, so I'll show you in a minute once we get over to the sewing machine. I am just going to use a simple zigzag stitch on it, and I'm going to decrease the length. I'm just trying to decide how much I want to do it. Like, because the more you decrease it, like as you can see on the left hand side, because this is 1 millimeter, and then if you continuously decrease, the stitching will become closer together. I might honestly do, because when I did my sweater, I believe I did it like at least 1 or 0.2. I believe I'm gonna do 0.5 millimeters for the t-shirt, because I do want it to fray a little bit. Like I could even realistically do 0.8. Actually, I might do 0.6. Okay, and then from here I will set up the sweater. I keep calling it a sweater, but it's a shirt. You can honestly start sewing anywhere on your letter. I just find it's easier to start on one of the straight lines or the straight edges of the letter, if that is the letter. It obviously depends on the letter, like if it's a C or like an O or whatnot. Like once we get to the dots, the periods, and even down to the C, I will kind of show you. But I will turn on the back stitch so it automatically back stitches for me. I'll get a closer view for you so you can see close up. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a little indentation on my foot. So I will line up the edge of the fabric with that line, and I will try to make sure I am following that as I'm sewing. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want. Especially for some letters, I find it's easier to go a little bit slower or around some of the curves. And you'll just have to kind of adjust. I always make sure that the back side of your shirt isn't getting in the way, because you don't want to accidentally sew that and then need to go back and seam rip it. And then as I work with the corners, I try to slowly move the fabric. And it is honestly okay. Like the first couple times you do this, like it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Like that's what makes it kind of fun and more unique too. Especially if you want to have more of afraid look. And I do like to stop and kind of slowly readjust as I go. You don't need to go fast, like it's okay to take your time. Sewing is not a race. As much as fun as it can be to see how quick you can finish your project, just take your time. I'm still trying to get better at some of the corner little parts. So that is one thing that I'm not 100% perfect at. But if you do a lot of applique and you have any tips or tricks that would be of use, I would love to hear your ideas. I honestly just need to even look up a couple videos to see how some people do it, because that's honestly how I learned for a lot of my sewing. Like, I just watched so many different videos and I found that that definitely helped. Like, I am a visual learner, so seeing and watching all those different videos definitely made a difference when it came to making a project, with like doing zippers or like learning how to thread my machine for the first time. Like, especially if you are a visual learner as well, sometimes seeing those extra tips or like actually watching someone else do it on a similar machine as yourself, it does make a wild of a difference. And I always try to go and find like YouTube videos or TikTok videos, or even like there's some on Pinterest too that are like great. But I even try to, when I buy patterns, I try to make sure that it has a video attached so I can actually see the full process, and instead of just reading the whole written little booklet for instructions. And as I'm slowly coming up to my stitching, I like to cut away the little extra bit of thread tail. That way I can just quickly go right over where I stitched previously, or where I started, rather. And then when I get to the point where I started stitching, I just do a simple back stitch and then cut it, and we'll move on to the next letter. It has been well over a week since I originally started filming this video, and it's been kind of chaotic. I've had a market, I got a new tattoo, like we got a little frog with a cape and a sword. So if you want to go watch that, you should definitely go check out my latest market vlog video, because that's where I get my new tattoo. And Easter happened. I've had my nephew's birthday party. It's been a busy couple days, but I have kind of put finish sewing the rest of the letters kind of on. I still need to quickly iron on the other letters and then try to quickly finish this. I want to try to finish this tonight. I have another market this weekend. No surprise, as I originally started filming this video, it was for a market, but I kind of knew that I wasn't going to kind of finish this in time because I had so many other things I needed to do. So, well, I probably could have. If I really wanted to, I probably could have finished it. I just wanted to have some relaxing time. So let's get over to iron the other letters and let's try to finish this. Remember when I said don't forget to peel off the back of the paper before you try to iron it on and then place it? Yeah, remember that? Well, I did just that. And I literally thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna forget. Like, no, I did it. So it's fine. It's just, I had to laugh. Of course, I had to tell you so you could also laugh. Oh my goodness, the paper is stuck. It started to tear and now it doesn't want to come up and it wants to be a bit of a pain. Oh, that looks good. Now I can iron it down. I just find it's easier to iron on the floor. Don't question it. These are the letters. Throw out the garbage. Move the iron to a higher spot so nobody gets burned. Put stuff away as we go. Now, the letters. So, we have already sewn the EY with the 2 periods, and then the 1 C that is centered. So we don't have too many letters to do. Start with the C. I'll probably switch this over to time lapse and then I will show you the final kind of product at the end. So I will see you in a minute. Not my camera dying on the last stitch. That was actually hilarious. I just have to kind of cut the loose threads, both on, like most of them I was kind of cutting as I was going for the outside of it, but there's a bunch on the inside. I'm actually kind of surprised how quick I kind of managed to just whip this up and finish it, because I thought I would have taken a little bit longer, but at this point I've made 2 flag banners. I've already made one of those, the hoodie, and then now this shirt. So this is like the 4th time I've done it. So I've definitely practiced, and I've noticed, like, obviously practice makes perfect no matter what, but yeah, I find each one is definitely slightly unique in their own way. That's what makes it fun. The great thing about sewing is, like, if I don't like the zigzag, I can either go back and seam rip it, or I can go back over it with, again, and make it like a little bit thicker. So, and what I mean by thicker is, like, so you can see more of the white, whereas, like, you kind of can. Like, honestly, right now the lighting's atrocious, so I am sorry about that. But here she is, all finished. the lighting really doesn't do it justice, so I'm sorry. I will try to get some better shots of it in the light in the daytime. I do think it turned out really cute too for a little t-shirt. Just out when I'm not doing like colder markets, I have at least some sort of branding on besides like my marketing booth and stuff, like my booth with my banner and stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed coming along and making a new t-shirt with me. It was honestly so much fun. I have so many great ideas for some applique stuff in the future. One of them, ironically enough, I've had saved for a little bit, and I want to try to make it this year. It is on my 2026 to sew list. So it is a pair of jeans with strawberry patches on them, which I thought would be absolutely adorable. I can honestly use the heat and bond like the same way I used it for this, for the strawberry patchwork, which would be absolutely adorable. I would love to see any of the applique items that you end up making if you took inspiration from this video. I will see you in the next vlog. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't already, you should definitely go and follow me on Instagram. I do post a lot more photos and reels and stuff like that over there. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.